Okay, let's dive right into an absolutely epic culinary crossover. Today, in this explainer, we're looking at what happens when traditional South Indian village cooking methods meet a massive, totally unfamiliar ingredient right in the middle of a freezing American climate. We're drawing from a fascinating journey of Tamil chefs who brought their huge cooking pots, authentic spices, and deep-rooted culinary instincts halfway across the globe to tackle something they've rarely, if ever, seen before: the American lobster. It's a brilliant, incredibly fun example of adapting tradition to new environments, and it is absolutely captivating.
Right off the bat, the culture clash kicks off with a heavy dose of humor. As our chefs unbox these live American lobsters, they are immediately met with snapping claws and twitching legs. They jokingly compare it to a giant prawn or maybe a crab on steroids, warning each other to watch their fingers. It perfectly captures that initial shock of encountering unfamiliar local wildlife, but instead of being intimidated, they lean right into it with curiosity and their trademark enthusiasm.
Section 1. The Setup. A Clash of Two Worlds.
To really appreciate this journey, you've got to picture the extreme contrast going on here. You have the freezing, biting cold of the American outdoors. The chefs are literally shivering, noting just how icy the water is. Yet right alongside that, they've successfully built a roaring, blazing traditional open wood fire right on the ground. They are literally bringing the heat of a South Indian village to the chilly American landscape. It's not just a cooking method, it's a bold statement of bringing their home with them no matter the weather.
So what's really crucial here is how they tackle this incredibly intimidating ingredient. They don't go look up a fancy French recipe for lobster thermidor, no way. Instead, they look at this huge crustacean with its thick, rubber-banded claws and process it completely through the lens of their own culinary heritage. They affectionately call it a big prawn, navigating its formidable shell using the exact same instincts and respect they'd use for a fresh catch back home in Tamil Nadu. It's just a beautiful example of cross-cultural adaptation.
Section 2. Wrestling the giant catch. Prepping the lobster.
Now, before a single spice is even touched, the prep work itself is a literal physical feat. Step 1. They carefully secure those incredibly strong claws, which, by the way, they note look exactly like the knives they use back home. Step 2. They keep it super simple, dropping them into a huge pot over the wood fire, boiling the lobsters in just water and rock salt. And Step 3 is where the cultural poetry really happens. As the lobster shells transform from dark brown to a bright, vibrant yellow-red, the chefs excitedly point out that starting a dish with this bright yellow color is highly auspicious. For them, it's a beautiful, spiritually positive start to the entire meal.
Section 3. Village Spices Meet America. Building the Flavor Profile.
Oh man, this flavor profile is a true sensory explosion. They definitely aren't holding back or watering down their recipe for the American palate. They are going all in. They kick things off with pure cold-pressed sesame oil. Then comes the aromatic fennel, giant handfuls of peeled garlic, fresh green chilies, and fragrant curry leaves stripped right off the stem. They build the body with chopped onions and tomatoes, and then bring the heat and depth with rich, freshly ground turmeric, chili, and cumin coriander pastes. This isn't just a sauce, you guys. It's the absolute soul of a Tamil village coming together to form a thick, robust gravy.
Section 4. Cooking over open fire. The transformation.
Alright, so with all these ingredients prepped and ready to go, that roaring wood fire becomes the center stage. Watching them cook is honestly like watching a symphony. First, they heat that sesame oil until it's literally smoking, tossing in the aromatics to release their essential oils. Next, they add those rich spice pastes and tomatoes, cooking it all down into a dark, incredibly spicy kurma base. Then, in Step 3, comes a brilliant hearty village touch. They mix in boiled potatoes, which act like little flavor sponges for all that rich gravy. Finally, Step 4, they fold those freshly boiled lobsters right into the bubbling mix. The lobster shell basically acts as a vessel, soaking in that deeply spiced kurma.
Section 5. The Grand Village Feast. Sharing the Harvest.
You know, there's a really fantastic communal layer to this whole story. This wasn't just a fun cooking experiment. It was actually an event hosted in partnership with the Tamil Nadu Foundation, or TNF for short. This cross-cultural feast served a dual purpose. It brought the local Tamil diaspora together over a comforting taste of home, and it helped raise awareness for a great charitable cause at the same time. It just goes to show that food is the ultimate connector, effortlessly bridging the gap between a village in India and a community in the USA.
And the feast itself? Wow. It is a full, glorious, hands-on experience.
The diners are given these wire tools to crack open those incredibly thick lobster claws. They pull out these hefty, steaming chunks of white meat, but they don't eat it plain. Oh no, they mix it deeply into mountains of white rice heavily coated in that rich, spicy gravy. They add a fresh squeeze of lemon over the top to cut right through the richness. As they eat, you can see them savoring the unique texture of the American lobster, entirely enveloped in the unmistakable, comforting taste of home.
Now, they absolutely loved the premium American lobster. Everyone was noting how meaty and sweet it was. But you want to know the ultimate surprising verdict? The humble, traditional village gravy absolutely stole the show. The combination of those starchy potatoes, the garlic, and the rich tomato spice base was the true star of the meal. It's a huge testament to the power of traditional cooking. You can have the most expensive, exotic ingredient in the world, but it's the mastery of the spices and the gravy that truly wins the heart and the stomach.
This whole journey leaves us with a truly fascinating thought to chew on. We just literally watched an American lobster get completely transformed by South Indian village spices. So I want you to think about your own heritage and your own kitchen for a second. What traditional local recipe of yours would you use to completely transform a totally foreign ingredient? Think about it and keep exploring the amazing ways our cultures connect through food.